Alright guys, today we had a new trailer come out. This is for Ghostbusters, the new all-female cast Ghostbusters. I guess it's a remake, reboot, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so, alright, this has to be, I think alongside Star Trek Beyond, the worst reviewed trailer that I've seen in a while. And then the Batman v Superman second full trailer, or third full trailer, I should say, the third trailer after the Comic-Con and teaser trailer. Some of the worst reviewed trailers I've seen. And yeah, while I completely understand the criticisms on the Batman v Superman one, I thought, okay, there's still some good stuff there, but overall, yeah, it's not as good as the other trailers. The Star Trek Beyond trailer, for that, just a quick thing before we get into the Ghostbusters thing here. I don't understand what people were expecting. I mean, have you paid attention to the last two Star Trek movies? They're already turning away from the old classic sci-fi feel, which is lovely too. I mean, definitely. But this kind of action revamp thing, it's been working. The movies have been making money. They were both critically very well received. I don't know what you were expecting, but it's just a trailer, and what's the main point of a trailer? To sell the audience and to make them buy into the thing and make them want to see the movie. And I think the Star Trek Beyond trailer did that. And there's no better way to get your audience ready than to show an action-heavy trailer. And I'm sure that's not going to be the sole focus of the movie. I'm sure it's going to be a good, at least if it's not going to be a good movie, it's, some of the action will be well set up and stuff. But I think it's, I don't know, I don't know what people were expecting. I mean, like I said, the last two movies have been, they've been showing similar action scenes and stuff. So yeah, you guys got that one wrong. All right, but yeah, I think I can understand the criticisms, though, definitely. But yeah, so now this new Ghostbusters movie is coming out. First trailer. It's been a while. The movie is still about 4 months away, but usually by now we'll have seen a trailer, even for smaller. In comparison to stuff like Star Trek and other summer blockbusters. Usually we'll see something a little earlier than 4 months out. But how did I like the trailer? It's good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's not as bad as some people say. And, okay, first of all, to get into some of the politics here. Okay, first of all, to anybody, and I mean anybody, who is solely complaining about this movie, or the trailer, or whatever the hell you want to complain about, simply because it is an all-female cast instead of traditionally male cast, screw you, you're a sexist. Okay, bottom line, that's it. Screw you. You can't take. You just can't take it. I'm fine with an all-female Ghostbusters. I'm fine with an all-female. What else have they been talking? Ocean's 11 and stuff like that. I'm even fine with like a female James Bond, or like the. How else can I explain it to you other than look back at that 1984, the classic, of course. Ghostbusters is an all-time classic. Look back to that movie and change the genders there. Okay, so instead of Bill Murray hitting on Sigourney Weaver, let's say Sigourney Weaver's a Ghostbuster, and Bill Murray's attracted to her as the client or whatever. What changes? What changes in the movie? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Their character, their motivation, nothing changes. Nothing. Nothing changes. So what if they have boobs or dicks? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And this new Ghostbusters, if it's bad, it's bad. And the reasoning for it being bad will not be because it's an all-female cast. That's bullshit. You're sexists. Get out of here. Sorry, I can't deal with people who are that ignorant. I mean, come on, people. We are living in 2016. Okay? We need to, it's time to adapt and learn that half of the human race can be in movies and can star in movies that sometimes male actors star in. Nobody complained about the female or the lead character in the new Star Wars movie being female. Nobody did. You know why? Because she was awesome and she kicked ass. And I'm sure to some, maybe, like I said, maybe these new Ghostbusters, maybe the cast doesn't do it. But just because they are not men will not be the reason. It will not be the reason. Okay? So yeah, if you are against this movie because it is an all-female cast and you think it is pandering to the female crowd, you are crazy. You are probably a sexist. I mean, yeah, you can have your own opinions and you can try to map out something, but at the end of the day, I'm going to shoot your arguments right on down. I don't care. But yeah, I think yeah, if they cast this movie with female leads because they wanted to cast it with female leads. That's the way it works. And if you're not on board with that, then go back to the Stone Age before this. Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to get that clear. It doesn't matter that it's an all-female cast. And yeah, now if maybe you don't like the cast, okay, sure, then you can complain about it and say, I just don't like the cast. But to point directly and say, I don't like this where this movie's going, or I'm gonna hate this movie because it's an all-female cast and the Ghostbusters are men. Just get with the program already, people. Come on. All right, yeah. So that's all I want to say about that. And okay, so let's get to the trailer now. Finally, after 6 minutes of waiting here. Okay, first of all, I kind of like where they're going with it in ways. I mean, sure, there's some stuff in the trailer for me that didn't work. In particular, the last like 15, 20 seconds for me didn't work. Yeah, with the whole possession thing and slap you once to take care of the problem and then slap you again for good measure. That cliche is as old as time itself, I swear. We've seen that dozens upon dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times already. So that didn't wow me, and that didn't impress me. Also, there's some stuff throughout that maybe just doesn't land. But okay. For me, yeah, the effects don't look too bad. I mean, it's early on. They can still work on them a little bit and get them to look a little better. But still, I mean, yeah, I mean that's the thing you have to remember about Ghostbusters is, go back to 1984 and see the movie. Those effects aren't exactly groundbreaking. I mean, they're not. For practical and stuff, they look good, and they work they work for what they're doing, but they're not they're not the state of the art special effects that some people might claim them to be. Nah, I don't think so. They kind of have a little cheesy look, and I kind of like how the new Ghostbusters is kind of keeping that. And one thing I really liked was you get the feeling that these four Ghostbusters, these new Ghostbusters, are not just, this is our Bill Murray version of the new Ghostbusters. This is our Dan Aykroyd version of the new Ghostbusters. Instead, you have four new characters, and you don't just have them saying, okay, you're going to be the Harold Ramis, you're going to be the Ernie Hudson, you're going to be the Bill Murray, you're going to be the Dan Aykroyd, there's your roles. There's your characters, there's your motivations, that's all you got. No. It's more than that, which I'm very glad for. Plus, just looking at the cast here, and this, again, it's just a trailer, so this might be a problem in the movie, but you get the sense of a dynamicism between them. They look really good together on screen, and I think they have cast four very funny actresses here. Of course, Melissa McCarthy has really needs no introduction. There are some people who don't like her. Okay. I'm not a huge super fan of her. Like I couldn't sit through Tammy. I didn't even see the film. Didn't want to see it. The Heat for me, a lot of people like The Heat. I'm like, from what I didn't even finish it, but from what I saw, I was like, it's okay. It's got a few laughs, but nothing spectacular. Bridesmaids and Spy for me is where it's at. Those, especially for me last year with Spy. I was kind of on the edge of seeing it, and then the glowing reviews came out, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Why not? And it was almost one of my top 10 favorite films of the year last year. It blew me over so hard with how good it was. That's one. If you haven't seen it, see Spy. That it's hilarious. It is raunchy though, so it might not be for everybody. But even the people who don't like McCarthy a whole lot, she's not a one-note character. She's very dynamic in it, and kind of changes her personality on the turn of a dime. She's a different character. Yeah, so that's she did great work. In fact, if I were picking out nominees for Oscars, I might just have thrown her in there for a fifth nominee. But that's just me. All right, and then Kristen Wiig is she's been in really good in everything really that she's been in that I've seen. I didn't see Zoolander 2, so I can't comment on that. But for in particular, look out for one Skeleton Twins from a few years ago. That was fantastic. And Bill Hader was in that one too, and they play siblings, kind of going through kind of I guess a midlife crisis. I guess kind of that old chestnut of a story, but it's told so well. And her performance, and especially for me, Bill Hader's performance, just are magnificent. And really, for me, I had a newfound respect for both of them after I finished watching the movie. I was like, damn, I didn't know they. I mean, they are funny people, especially with SNL and stuff. They are very funny and talented individuals in that way. But to see their dramatic chops be that good, I was like, fantastic, well done, well done. And I have seen her in again, Bridesmaids. She's funny, very funny, in fact. And and there's other good stuff that she's done. So like her little supporting role in Anchorman 2 was for me one of the even funniest parts of that movie. Her and Steve Carell together are priceless, man. Those are great laughs. So yeah. And then the two lesser known between who haven't been in as many movies yet, Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones, both of them, and I'm not an avid SNL watcher, but from what I've seen, from skits and stuff from YouTube, or when I occasionally catch the show, those two are probably the most popular of the people who are on the show right now, and both have been very funny. Kate McKinnon, especially with some of her impressions, really really good and very funny, and Leslie Jones, man, if you saw that Oscar, if you saw the Oscars last week, with her thing with Leo, with her as the bear in The Revenant was fantastic. Her, especially the one of the biggest skits they've done lately on SNL, the Adam Driver Kylo Ren thing. Her part was very very funny in that, and yeah, so those two are very talented individuals, especially on SNL from what I've seen. So I'm very excited that they get something of what could be a big break here, and get a chance to grace the presence with the silver screen there. And the thing that I really liked about them is all of their characters have they have kind of unique personalities in a way. You get to see a little bit of their personalities. Like McKinnon when she's like licking the gun and stuff, and scaring Kristen Wiig with her little thing straight out of Young Frankenstein. But oh well, that's still a funny gag. Leslie Jones with her stuff, like her getting the car and stuff, was funny, and yeah. So even though she was the main part of the little thing at the end that I didn't like, but still. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to this in a way. I mean, sure, there's places where the trailer kind of slipped up, and there's the thing of, okay, so people have been, there's kind of been a mixed thing going around. Okay, is this a reboot or is it a continuation, like a long-awaited sequel? Well, in a way, they kind of made it look like a reboot because there's no mention of the old Ghostbusters in there, with the exception of like an opening title thing that says 30 years ago, 4 scientists saved New York City and stuff. So okay, that acknowledges that. So does that, is that just a trailer grab, or is it part of the story, or what? I don't know, and we probably won't know until we see the movie. But and some people have been criticizing it for that, and I'm like, well, I don't, we don't even know for sure yet. So maybe it's just, maybe it is a continuation, and they just didn't specifically otherwise mention the Ghostbusters, the old Ghostbusters yet. So that could still be happening, and we just haven't seen it yet. And but yeah, from what we've been told, and it could of course just be kind of some false news to kind of get us off track. But we've been hearing that Bill Murray will be in there, Dan Aykroyd will be in there, Ernie Hudson, maybe Sigourney Weaver might pop up, but they won't be as their original Ghostbusters characters. They're going to be as kind of just random cameos, which I'll take whatever I can get of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. Anyway, so yeah, that's fine with me. And Yeah, I know. There's people upset that it's not the original Ghostbusters back again, but with Harold Ramis gone, I don't know if we can ever have, obviously we can never have all of the original Ghostbusters again with him gone, rest in peace. But it's just, after that happened, especially, it was kind of that sense of, well, if we do want new Ghostbusters, we're going to have to accept that it's either got to be a reboot or it's got to be a long-awaited sequel with either a couple of old Ghostbusters and new Ghostbusters or all new Ghostbusters. We needed to just accept that. And yeah, again, especially to those people out there, and I wanted to say a different word, but I'm not going to. Those people out there who really are sexist pigs, I'm ashamed of you. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. I mean, get with the program. It's 2016. We have right now a potential to have a woman president stepping into office beginning of next year. You need to get with the program. Men don't dominate the world anymore. We don't. Sorry, guys. No. Half of the human race is now standing. I shouldn't say now is. I mean, yeah, that's yeah. We can, it's finally like the powers that be are starting to kind of balance out between genders. And you know what? If that's what needs to happen, it will happen. And I think in a way, with Hollywood, that's kind of what's going on now. We're seeing a rise in female writing, directing, and starring roles. Good on them for that. And because after a while you kind of get tired of seeing the same old thing. You get tired of your standard male spy hero. Throw in a female in there, or in these cases comedies. You get tired of seeing your everyday bro comedies or college comedies about the sororities or fraternities or whatever, getting together and throwing pranks on each other. It's good to have a different other gender, in this case female, finally get a good a big franchise like this. So yeah, I'm going to go out and see the movie. And oh, one more thing. Chris Hemsworth looks like he's going to be maybe a hidden gem in the movie. Because I didn't see Vacation, but from what I've heard, the people who have seen it said, oh yeah, he was one of the best parts of the movie. Even if they liked it, they still said he was really good in it. So and not everybody liked it. So, but yeah, so he has the comedic chops, and what I have seen him in from comedic roles and just being his funny self on in the Thor movies or SNL and other stuff, I think he has some of the better comedic timings that we've seen in those more dramatic actors. Like for another one for me was that I didn't know about was Channing Tatum. I mean, he's got amazing timing on his comedy stuff, and he didn't really get to show it off until 21 Jump Street, and now it's like, my God, he's a comedic superstar and a dramatic superstar now. Yeah, maybe that's what Chris Hemsworth is. And you know who I'm really, just to get off topic for a minute, who I'm really waiting to see get their comedic chops off and to finally get a hugely comedic role, and who I think could really, really show us what he's got? Daniel Craig. I want to see Daniel Craig do like a movie with Steve Carell or something. I've got it. Right here. Listen to me here. Hear me out here. How about you have a movie about Daniel Craig and Steve Carell being brothers-in-law? Yeah, that'd be funny. It's like, and you can have like the Will Ferrell crowds, and Adam McKay could do it. Oh man, I would see that in a heartbeat. I can't, like seriously, that's a guy, even from the Stephen Colbert thing he did with James Bond, the Spectre skit with trying to rent the car. His comedic chops, I thought, man, he really nailed it. So I want to see, since we're talking about actors who usually do more dramatic or non-comedy roles stepping into comedies, I wanted to bring that up. But yeah, I would pay to see that in a minute, man. You have Steve Carell and Daniel Craig in a comedy. God, that sounds awesome. All right, enough of that. I'm gonna go right up that script now. Call it Brothers-in-Law or something. You have stepbrothers, now do brothers-in-law. It's like you could have it like an expanded universe thing or a cinematic universe between then bring in the stepbrothers and for the final act or something. That'd be funny. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but oh well. Okay, yeah. So without going on here for way too long, Ghostbusters trailer, the new one, I thought it was good. You know, maybe not the best trailer of all time. No, no, definitely not. Some parts of it worked, some parts of it didn't work, but I kind of like where they're going with this. Personality, not a direct remake, not the same characters, and I think I've said it already. Personality, yeah, personality, and a camaraderie ship that looks like it's going to be a fantastic way to spend an hour and 45 minutes or so with them together, and they look like they're having a blast. So good for him. And plus, it's Paul Feig. He did Spy, probably the best comedy in years for me, alongside the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies. The smartest comedy in a long time too. So and whatever he does from here on, I'm gonna perk my ears up a little bit when I hear that he's on a project. So yeah, I'm hoping for good things here. The movie could still suck and it could still be bad, but yeah, this trailer didn't point me in that direction right away though. Sure, there's some stuff that doesn't work, but you know what? Take the good with the bad, and you damn sexist pigs, back off. All right, that's final words. Yeah, so I thought it was a good trailer, not a spectacular one, but hopefully it's a good film, and I'm looking forward to it. Till next time.